Hi there. Yeah. Let's see, let's set up this code. And currently I'm also with I'm currently before, so the idea for today, I do have time, is to do the light. I'll show now the game, and the idea is to implement the point light, or just kind of a light that will be used at night. Will just be on the player, following the player, so you are capable of seeing better around the player. So can you see currently the game? I think so, right? Yeah, I think so. So I have the time passing pretty fast, as you can see here, the shadow. um, the shadow is moving faster, so time is passing. I need to implement already the tiny UI for the both the weather and the timing. But yeah, for now, this is what's happening. Time is passing. I set it up. I was testing the snow, so the snow started before and now it's stopped, and it's melting, as you can see. And it does also, the game has also temperature, so it depends also on the temperature of the day. So the weather factor is very important in this game. That's why it's implemented in that way. Okay, so we are getting on the sunset. Not fully happy with the shadows yet, but they are quite okay for this idea. Okay, now it's getting dark. So the idea is to get some light here, because currently, if I, for example, come here and let me see, I get this, I get one enemy, it's hardly visible, so that's fine. But then around the player should be a light, so I can see something more, you know. Because now, let's see. Oh, it's pretty wet. Has to check the collision. Yeah, now it's fine. Yeah. So for now, the idea is that you are going to be only able to do spells. There are different type of spells. There are going to be different ones, but I do still like the idea that you do not have to do any melee skill or something like that, because you're also able to create buildings like this, walls and turrets and stuff to defend your reactor and base, which now it's gone, as you can see. But yeah, before that, I wanted to. Oh, did I? Oh, what color is this? What color is this? Okay, it's the same. Yeah, I was trying to make the snow version of this first. So we do have a snow version for everything. You can see here. I'm also making it for this enemy. And after this, I will be able to continue. I will be able to start thinking how to implement the point light. So we do have a directional light concept. That's fine. That works. I mean, the shaders I'm making for this game are pretty simple, right? So making a point like it, I just need to think best way to doing it in sense of performance. I do not want to make because usually for a point like you are doing a three, so right, you have say you have your player here. Oh wait, select this, select. You have your player here, right? And then you normally, well, for the point light is fine. So you just have a range, right? You'll just have like a range, and then you're going to affect the pixels here, and you can have a attenuation, right? Equation from here to here. You're going to have more or less intensity, and then you only need intensity, And if we do a point light, we do a 360, but yeah, we can implement it now to be able to have like an angle. Though the problem is not this, because my game has shadows, right? The problem is that I need to also implement the shadows. So, and for the shadows it's a bit more complicated, because let's say that you have three things here. When you do the shadows, you need to make several, yeah. Well, it's not that difficult, to be honest, to me, because what I do to make the shadows is in is to rotate. I'm just rotating this and stretching it, right? Which is pretty simple. So you take this and you I never use these tools here. I know you can rotate, sprite, rotate, rotate, but you can probably rotate freely. I don't know how. Anyway, you rotate it and stretch it. That's how I make the shadow. So what I need here is to first need to know the position of the player, which I normally didn't know, and then rotate it towards this direction. And this one also towards this direction. Yeah, yeah, it's an extra calculation for the bone light. Even though it's probably not that much, because if we look at the code, how do I do the things is I do have the entities rendering, and then I have two different passes, one for the normal rendering and one for the shadows. In this case, what we do is before we have a map shadow system which is going to begin shadows rendering and finish shadows rendering. No? Yeah, the whole reason I have a system for this is because I needed to know when I was implementing this if I was doing it properly. So I have a way of debugging what sort of shadows what I'm rendering. So this is pretty simple. What I'm doing is just to apply the rotation of the light. So for the point light, mm, this is not going to work like this. So for the that's not going to work. No, because in the entity shader, normally, sorry, entity shader fragment, yeah, this one. In here, we used to pass. I was in the right one. Sorry, entity shader. Oh, I do it right. Entity shader. In this one, I used to pass the rotation as a uniform, but that's not anymore possible then. For the directional light is okay. Everything is in the same direction. But then I have to pass it as an attribute. And well, that's fine. I didn't have this yet here because there was no need. I had only positions and texture coordinates. But I could just pass the rotations. So imply another type of vertex data, but it's fine. And then you can apply it here. Is it rotation? So you can, mm, yeah, we need to skip this one. Then we just need to apply this one. That's how I would do it. And only the ones that are affected by the light, the distance of the light. So we need some, yeah, we need but that's part of the fragment shader. So the the influence of the point light is going to be that. And the good thing is we have only one, so I don't even need to care for now. We can just have one, and yeah. Oh, maybe. Hmm. If I pass the position of the directional light, do I know the position of this? I don't know. I know it, right? Yeah, I know it here. We do have the position. But this is the clip with the position in the. With, maybe we can do it in the shader. Yeah. Okay, I'll think about. But the idea is that if I can bring the position where this pixel, but not is not where I want this. That is not needed. I don't know. I'll think about what is the best option. If I pass the rotation directly, it's fine because I directly know how it has to be rotated. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Oh, I didn't need a color. Ah, okay. Because this is the other part. Because then in the end, we only need that to create the. And I was looking at the wrong shader. Is in the shadow shader. Yeah. So here we have nothing. The shadow shader is much more simple. And this is the one where we might then need to say what are we doing the shadows for, right? That's the only thing. If we are doing it for the point light or we're doing it for the so we need us to have to render passes, one for the point light and one for the directional light. We could have two different shaders. Probably it's a better idea, so we don't mess up with this shader. Yeah, we will do it in that way. I think that will work. Still, I need to know the distance to know if I have to or not to draw the shadows. Mm, yes, but yeah, that's going to be fun. Gosh, because I was calculating. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's it. Let's continue with this now. I think because I don't know this. Okay, let me just double check. Last thing, if I go to the entities renderings, entities rendering system. When I do, yeah, here, this is for the shadows actually. Shadow instance buffer data. Um, yeah, mhm, it is okay because uh, yeah, we do have to write down here a bit more. Mm, so because this is for the position, so we need to know the point light, the point light. We need to create a rotation. Yeah, that's the only thing we need to do. Yeah, yeah, and probably this scaling factor. It also depends on the intensity. Yeah, we can play around. It's not going to be a straightforward thing to do, but yeah. Yeah, it's going to be more complicated. I'll have to think if I want to have probably I'll make a different method because it's going to change. So we are going to do this is for the update directional light shadows and then update um, the other ones because in the end this method is called here. You see, it's this. Sorry, yeah, this is called here down, and this one is the one called here. So what we do is in the rendering frame we first do the shadows. So we update the shadows and render shadows. So here we would have um, two methods more, no, for the one for the point light and one for the directional light shadows. So each of them needs a different, let's say this called diesel rendering process now. Okay, and we need two different frame buffers to store this. Yeah. Okay. No, we can use probably the same. It's just this rotation. We don't even need this. Okay, let's finish the painting of these. We have a bit more light now. We can also do the same for this. We need to now give. Did I do this part? Yeah. We only need now to make the snow. Yep. Yep. Yeah, let's just make it simple. I think this is nice like this. Yeah. There's a lot of snow on top. No, sorry, this is going to be even more like this. Okay. Yeah, this looks good. Let's see if I can finally start. So the whole point of all what I'm doing is to try to make a video to showcase the core features of the game and see if people if there is kind of an interest no, on the concept of the game. So I'm trying to also get it to look nice as much as I can. Yeah, wait, this. Nah, just do it. Okay, something like this. Yeah, that's just good. And this one, yeah, we probably need also. It's a lot of work, these things. I mean, I do like doing pixel art. It's quite fun, but I could not just do this only, you know, some people, um, yeah, I like the fact, sorry, I like the fact that I can do, or I can be changing, no, to other, like with the coding, which I mean, that's what I like the most, right? Coding, that's what I'm also, I'm just, it's much my profession, no? But the fact that you can also do this part is nice. So it takes some time to at least get something that looks decent. And I did a lot on 3D, but I'm not good at 3D. I found it much more difficult to do 3D in that it looks good. Pixel art, I found it that it's much more mathematical. If you follow some rules, you get you get the drawing to look fine. There are some rules. In 3D, then it's just more difficult unless you do, well, maybe depending on the art style you're following. But 3D in general, to me, the texturing, the normals, and all this mapping and that, it just, I don't know, I just cannot. It just never look good. So I always needed someone to work with me. And for this type of projects, I'm just fine doing it myself. I'm not maybe the best game designer or just good at coding, but to be honest, it's not that difficult. It so what I mean, uh, just got a pretty interesting idea, and now it's just a matter of let's see if it works. Right? Okay. Yeah, I also wanted to do this. Bum, bum, bum. Still not fully convinced of this color for when, but now I'm more interested that is very clear, that it's performing an attack. So I'm more interested on that than on the fact that if it's way too much or not the color, right? Like the color is maybe way too much a change, but that I don't care now. I will polish these things later. But still, if you need to showcase something, you need to show something that looks fine, right? So I hope that all the weather effects and the stuff I'm putting, it just give this feeling to potential players that might be interested in this sort of game. Um, but yeah, I do think it has some. The part of the chemistry in the game. It's pretty cool, and I mean I've been a chemist myself for a long time, so I have lots of ideas on how to transform this into like a more like a game-like thing, which still preserve the the challenges and things about chemistry. That they're not that not everybody knows, and then it gives it makes the game interesting for many people because you kind of sort of need to figure out things. You will get a lot of help and advice and things about what can you mix with what, but in the end it's you who has to figure it out, and it's always cool and fun, no, when you are the one who, I don't know, you sort of discover one of the reactions, and that's pretty cool. It's like, well, I made it. Well, of course, for a chemist, all the stuff, all the reactions is going to be like very, uh, quite common reactions. No, like you say, that's I know it clearly, but I honestly don't mind too much that it has to be a game anyway. Can also not be extremely complicated. Okay, this is wrong. This is wrong. This has to be in this side of the spectrum. Yeah. Zoom and zoom. Yeah. Now, yeah. You see what I said about the pixel. If you did something wrong, you clearly see it. Then there is something missing here. Right? This, if you want to do it probably we have to go to this side. So, so this looks more like um, this looks really more like a snow on top. Okay, so something like this. Yeah. I'm not super sure if on this side I could. Yeah, I think this is better like this. Yeah. Yeah. Yeps. Yips. 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 We can do already a test of how this looks in engine. Maybe better before continuing because I'm not 100% sure. Let's finish this stuff, which is pretty. Uh, no, it's not. Oh no. start from here. Let's check it there. Yeah. Okay. This one. This is like this. So this is number 315. So we need to go now to the code and yeah, here. We need to go to the code and do in the entity style set 315, right? I said. So this here is 315, 116, 317, 318. Printed it wrong. So now when it is nose, it should cover him on his nose. If I did it right. Yeah, we can see it. Actually looks good, no? Yeah, it looks nice. I like it. Yeah, I think it's nice enough. It's covered as no. Okay. So we can do the other ones. These ones here. And I have in my head already all uh, the whole thing now. The talking and doing things is not my strength. Okay. I have in my head the whole stuff to implement the point light. I think I do have. I think it's going to work. Yeah. No. No, what's so stupid. Okay, let's do first this all in all. I'm not going to do the same mistake now. Boom, 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 boom. It's kind of satisfying when you see this stuff, like when you paint with pixels, right? I find this satisfying. Like you see this. This is nice. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. And sometimes I wonder, because you can say, oh, is it I'm in the beginning of the development. Well, at the beginning, sorry, I'm still in trying to prototype this and make something to show, no? And sometimes I have the feeling like, how far do you need to go, no, with things? Should I do all placeholders, like nothing really, nothing that is really showing, like just a very ugly enemy, or I don't know. Is it really needed, right? Like to do all this effort I'm doing now. But I honestly think so, because from my experience, it does helps a lot to see something, like not just like a ball there, but to see like a real enemy, like the real animations and everything. When you are testing your game and coming up with ideas, if you do not see it, if you only see boxes, or just like very ugly circles, and you don't have any animation for the spells and when you hit an enemy and everything, it's very difficult to first to adjust any parameter like the delays and all this stuff, and second to 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 understand if your game is fun or not. It's not fun when you don't see these things. It's never fun. And even music, I would say, at some point you need to add music, otherwise it stops being fun, the game. You need that music. Oh yeah. There is balance, I would say, on all of that. So yeah, see, this yeah, no, this fades. Wait, let's just put it here. Yeah. Hmm. I did this. This fits really well. Why did it fit so well? That's not right now. Oh, yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, okay. Let's just then do this one like this. Okay. No. Yep. Let's do this is to here. Oh, sorry. I normally have some music as a background. Let's just put something not too strong. Wait. Like Final Fantasy. Yeah, Final Fantasy is nice. Like this is okay, no? You can hear something, yeah. Okay, I can continue. Let's just finish with this because I want to do the point lights. Tomorrow I have a long day, so I don't think I can do anything tomorrow on the game. But on the no, okay. Okay, let's continue with this. No, this is not going to look good. This has to be the same. But this is fine now. This one can be a bit different, that's not a problem. But still, we're going to do it the same. Hard work. Whoa, what happened here? Ah. Yes. Pum, pum, pum. It's exactly the same color than this. Very interesting. Okay, ding, ding, ding. Okay, this is fine. Now this one. Hey, nobody in the chat? I sometimes have someone asking me things. You can always ask me something. If there's something in the chat, I tend to look at the chat and reply anything. Anything you want to know about me, about the game, whatever. Just say it. Okay, we're almost done. Here, no? Yeah. Let's do it from here, no? Yeah. Sorry. I do think that the death animation doesn't make any sense to do this. It's just not necessary. Okay. 347. So now I need to code 347. I said 347 348 349 350. And here the next one is 379. It's the ghost here. 379, right? So 380, 381, 382. Let's check that this works. Let me see, because I need to check the hit animation. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, this one works. Now let me see. Yes, this one also works. What? Yes. That's fine. I don't think it's needed there. Okay. You want to see something fun? Let me see. I messed up this. Okay. Before doing the other thing, enemy system. Enemy system. I want to see how many did I have? I did some testing, which was quite fun. Let's see. Let's spawn. Let's see here, max enemies. Max enemies, and then we go to the scene, and we say that the max enemies is 1000 instead, and we need to allow, yeah, 2000. This should be enough, I think. I need to prepare myself for this. I don't think I can escape from them, but yeah. So there are two things I wanted to check now. So let's prepare and let's get some well, yeah, this is just not what you need as oxygen, but this is not what we need, but I wanted to try something first. So we are going to do sort of what? Okay, this was not a good idea. Wow. Oh, I'm skipping the. That's sort of cool. The game is not really meant for so many enemies. That's just a test bed. One of the problems here is that the physics break because the physics is not prepared for so many enemies in the same. This is something. Let's do a bit more. Let's do 200 instead. It's already quite a lot, but it's going to be better. I think. No, I cannot move. Looks beautiful though. 100. Going to see if I can move. And if I close my no, if I close myself, it doesn't work because then they get. No. Oh, interesting. That's going to be fun. So you're, if we keep this direction, you're going to need to fortify pretty well because enemies won't. The idea is that enemies. Yeah, look. This is the conceptual idea of the game now. So if I do, let me build something. Enemies will go towards the reactor and they will get rid of anything. They will be stopped by anything that is before. No? So if I add walls like this, right, then they should attack. If they are in the direction of the wall, they should attack the wall first. So you can protect yourself on that with this. No, as of now, there's only these walls. But if I click now, you can see that they are actually attacking this first, and then now they go to me because there is nothing else. And this, they were not moving. Okay, let's then try the point light. It's very implemented, like constantly all the time. Okay, I'm thinking how to do it. We only have one light for now. I don't think I add more lights. It could be. We can make it a bit more generic. Yeah. Scaling matrix. Okay, gosh. For now, I'm going to like this. I don't think um, I don't want to touch. It's going to be only one in the game of directional lights. So here we are not using this, but we are using this. We are just going to rename it as directional light. Okay, directional light. Oh, I love this song. Shadow attenuation factor. And here we can do dear light shadow attenuation. Like very long name, but it's needed. Let's just make the things properly. Directional light color, directional light color. Okay, dear light shadow scaling matrix. Their light shot. Scanning mode. Okay. Nice. Bum, 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 bum. Shadow scaling value. Value. There we go. Okay. The rendering is also complaining because here we do have this. The light shadow scaling. The light rotation. And it's probably complaining about bum, bum. We need to make all this. That's going to be quite a lot of work. I don't think I managed today. Unless I have an inspiration and everything works easily. That's why I want to make it completely separated from the rest of the things. Because I don't want also to think what be less impactful to the to whatever, to the thing, the point to the performance. Okay. So now, first of all, let's check that we didn't destroy anything. Whoa, there are a lot of things not working. Light system. Why is the lighting system? No, the map rendering system. Oh yeah. Okay. Dear light shadow. Dear light. Bum 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 bum. Particles. Particles rendering system is also complaining. Everybody's complaining. Why? Map. Okay, game is working well. Shadows are working. Everything is working. Good. Okay, let's then go now to start with this. To start with this, we're going to start with in the lighting system. Okay, lighting system. What's happening? What am I writing wrong? Like this. We need let's define a structure for the point lights, because in case we do really want to make more than one, we then have it. Okay. So we need let's call it point like this. Yes, this. What we need here is the color. I think it's going to be needed to be serializable. We are going. I don't know yet. I'm going to keep it simple for now. There are some things. This is just data. Is this going to change? Yeah, the position, rotation things. Yeah, let's keep it simple for now. Let's start with anything. So we will have a color. No, system drawing. No. We need to be using OpenTK.mathematics. No. It's called for OpenTK mathematics. Ah, yes. We have the problem of the position. This should maybe be an entity. It can have an entity associated, which is going to be the player. It's going to create a light, and it's going to be updating the position. I think. The player is going to be updating it when it moves. But I do not want yet to do any. I don't have any kind of parenting concept in the entities so that the light will move with the entity. But I don't think I need for this. What I need. I want the data for this. We will create it from data, which is like a color intensity. Oh, pass. I don't know. Okay. Well, let's just keep it simple. Because I don't know exactly what I need. could be a smaller one. Oh, doesn't matter. Yeah. Hi there. Yeah, this is a custom engine. It's made with C Sharp, and I'm using OpenTK, OpenTK for the bindings, for the low-level bindings with OpenGL, which is the graphics that I'm supporting for this. Yeah. Max. But it's not that much. I've done many tries before, and I've professionally normally work with Unity. At some point, I just really wanted to do it by myself. I just like it. Wait, I do not need to do anything here. Okay. And do you code? Are you a programmer, or do you have any experience with any other language? I did try Unreal a bit, and Godot. I checked with some friends. They were also working with that, and they showed me. And yeah, I find actually Godot quite interesting. At least the concept, how it works, how they organize the scenes and that. But yeah. Easy to forget. Yeah, if you don't use language, well, it's not that you forget, but you just get used to the other, or you just don't remember. Yeah, this is better. I hope so, because I cannot talk too loud right now, but yeah, no, it was not full. Let's change this because I had this done in a different way. I can just create also the point light here. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so I can run the game now, so you can see it also. This is what I'm trying. This is what I'm making now. It's well, yes, as the title said, to the pixel art. Well, I'm just making the engine for the game. So I did in the past a 3D engine, and I started doing it extremely generic. And then I started making a game with it, but I spent so much time just making the engine, and then it was extremely complex, and there was like too many things. There was no need. So in this one, I'm doing it the other way around. I'm just making the things I need for making the game I want. And yeah, so as you can see, oh yeah, I have a lot of enemies. The point of the game is not to have all these enemies. This was a bit of testing how it works. It's not going to be a game with like extremely a lot of enemies, because you can also know you can cast the spells and things, but you are not probably capable of getting rid of all. But yeah, I'm using a sprite mainly for most of the things. So what we are going to do is to make this public for now, and we are going to allow to modify the position from there. Say if last point index is equal to max point next, we're going to log an error. Yeah, whatever, return 0. Otherwise, we're going to index. Let's fix some things here. Now we do want to fix some things or not? We might want to change the light, the color, and the intensity, but let's not make it public. Can it be that it changed the intensity over time? Yeah, maybe. Let's just leave it public then. I do work in programming, so I'm actually a game developer. I used to work in VR games, made with Unity, most of them. Then I worked on VR applications, not for games, but for serious games. And now I'm freelancing and I'm helping a couple of clients with their games. I'm thinking if I want to be able, let's just leave it open. Okay, so do we have now a way to get a point light here? So now for testing, I'm going to make the following. The player control um, needs to create this. Let's just do it in the walking state, player walking state, just to, do I have a lighting here? No. Game navigation state, let's just do it here for now. Placeholder. This just a couple of months or 3 months maximum I'm with this. I must say I had a lot of experience on this already, so it was not that difficult. And some of the systems I kind of recycle from things I had, but yeah, didn't take too long. I don't think I need this later, but I'm going to forget to remove it probably. That's okay. I mean, in the end, I find, I mean, it's more work at the beginning. Okay, okay. Have a good night or day. I don't know from where you. Okay. Lighting system dot. I don't know if to move this to an entity, to be honest. I think this should be an entity. Next. Okay. Let's create everything already, because we're going to need everything. Shoes, buffer. Buffer. This, yeah. And then we need this one. Private read only int. This is a mistake. And this is point. Okay. I think it's everything. Okay. Oh, point, point light. Okay. No. I have to check this. I think the layout here is 3, 4, 5. This occupies 2 positions. I don't remember this, I have to check. Anyway, we do have this now. So we can go now to the entities rendering and continue to do this. Okay, I wanted to get this, sorry. Yeah, I need it there. But that's only for the position, I think. There's yeah, it's more than one. Let's see it active. Mm. This is, wait, size of float. This is the zero rotation, comma. This is component 1, 4, and 6 plus 2 plus 3. And that's the texture. Yeah, there you have it. Yeah. It's fine. Should it be an error? Why there's no error? Should this not be an error? And here is the important side. Because they are going to be as many as point lights. That's the maximum. All rendering entities count. They can be more, yes. But this maybe it's a lot then. Well, we'll keep it short. Keep it at one. I think. Let's cut this here. Okay. How does it works? It depends on the height, right? How far it goes. Okay. Mm, it's between the light and the object interacting with, but we are going to fake it. We're going to just make them all equally long. This is going to be the max intensity value. For now, we're going to keep it like this. Float. I might join these two things. I think is, but I still think that this is going to be a bit different now. Okay, lighting system for now. We are going to pass this. We don't forget. That's why I normally don't like to do it like this, but it's okay. Hmm. Oh yeah. Don't remember the equation. Let's discuss. No. Okay, this sounds reasonable. Let's do this. Well, uh, to be honest, I don't know if this is correct. Let's see. Is this angle in? Yeah, Android. Hmm. Okay. This is wrong. Okay. 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 I think this is like this. I'm stopping.